Hey everyone, it's almost 5 o'clock on Sunday, the 10th of April. My name is Don, or Donald, Donnie. It just depends on I guess who you are, what you want to call me. But yeah, Donald Cassity. And I'm just sitting here drawing Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead. Everybody knows Rick. This is my first, I guess, attempt to have somewhat of a video blog, I suppose. So have nothing really to talk about as far as a topic. I guess I would just use this as general introductions and let you know a little bit about myself. So yeah, that's what I'll probably try to do next maybe 10-15 minutes. Let's see, it's about 5 o'clock, so I'll see how far I go with this. Anyway, I'm working on a Mac computer, Mac Pro, and I have a Thunderbolt display and a Intuos Pro Wacom tablet. And right now I'm working in Painter 2016. I downloaded the demo version, trial version. I would suppose that would be the proper, because demo would denote that probably it would not have all the functionality as the full version, but this trial version does. So you could use it to your heart's content. It doesn't have a watermark or anything like that, and as far as I know, all the functions work. So I've had it for a little bit, quite pleased. I've had older versions of it, but I, for one reason or another, I just sort of gravitated towards Photoshop for a little bit, and then Clip Studio. I used that for a while, really liked that. Had some neat features in it. And so it had been a while, and I thought, well, you know, let's see what Painter's all about again. And I think, like I said, I've been kind of pleased. I really like the way the pencil looks. So I'm doing this pencil drawing. I posted an earlier drawing of Travis Fimmel as Ragnar Lothbrok. I used that in one of my Face of the Day entries. So I used colored pencil on that, some airbrush, watercolor, and quite pleased with it. Yeah, with this sort of off blue-gray paper, and then highlights with some white. Very monochromatic, but I like the look of it. And it was a style that you know, I used to draw in when I was younger, traditionally. And doing it on the computer worked out pretty well. You know, there were some things that I had to figure out. For one instance, you know, using the pencil, you know, just as is. I mean, it's all good and fine, and it reacts like a pencil for the most part. But when I really wanted to shade and kind of get in some subtleties, found it got a little bit too bold, I think. Just kind of unwieldy. And so what I do to offset that is I'll create a layer, and then I will tone that layer down to about 50%. and draw over that. That's like right here. That's my first layer right there, what you see. And then you can see that it's about 50% tonal value of what you see on these dark areas here around the pupil of his eyes. And so I have another layer on top of this one, which would be this. Just copied and paste, put it right on top, and then that in turn, that transparency is at 50%. So when I draw over any of these other lines, it's just going to add more opacity to them. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Anyway, I guess I had something to talk about in that regards, didn't I? But yeah, I've been an artist for a lot of years now. I guess I went freelance in 1986. Man, that was a long time ago. 1986. Wow. That's for another story. But anyway, my goodness. But for computer, digital art, 91. My wife and I, we bought our first computer in 1991. It was a Mac 2CI. I think it had, if I remember right, 8 megs of RAM. And I upgraded to 16. Had a 250 meg hard drive. Let me tell you what, that was something else. And let me see, I think initially the megahertz, I'm trying to think what the clock speed was out of the box. I can't remember, but I do remember that I upgraded it to run at 40. And I had a screaming workhorse at that time. And that was a lot of fun. And I think I started out with Photoshop 2.0, 2.5, something like that, around that time. And was using was it Aldous Freehand. It was another graphics program that I had. I didn't have Illustrator at the time. The other one was Aldous Freehand, so I opted to get that. It was a fun program to work in for a while, for a time. And so yeah. And then it was a few years. When was it? I think I went to it was a Seacraft convention. I'm trying to think when that was. 93, 94? Something like that. At the time, my wife was working with Burlington Northern in their art department. And so their art department was going to Seacraft in Florida. I think, yeah, that's where it was, in Florida. And so I got the opportunity to go as well. And because I was very interested in seeing what was going on there. Very cool place, a lot of fun. A lot of neat things happening at the time. You know, a lot of the computer graphics application, hardware and software. You know, there was a lot of new entries, a lot of cutting edge stuff, and that was the place that I actually bought the my first copy of Painter. And it's Painter from Fractal Design, if I remember right. Wow, it came in a paint can. And I think I still have that paint can someplace. Believe it or not. It was really cool. Very novel idea for marketing that software. And you know, its claim to fame was having digital tools that would mimic their real life counterparts. And for the most part they did. Yeah. Had a good time with it. Well, there were a few things that was a little squirrely, but that was fun. I would still go back into Photoshop to resize my files, to set a few things up, change resolution. It just seemed easier in Photoshop for some reason. Don't know what the big deal was in Painter. And just out of habit, I've done the same thing. You know, I haven't even gone into Painter, this version, to see if it still does the same thing. Oh man. Some habits are hard to break. Anywho, yeah, this version that I'm working on of Brick Grimes, I'm going to try to maybe do it kind of like Ragnar. That sort of style that Drew Struzan kind of a look. I really liked his work when I was younger. Still do, as a matter of fact. But I do intend to make this a color painting. But I just want to get in there and do this under rendering as tight as possible. I'm going to play around and maybe I do a few other little things. Experiment while I still have the program and it's free for right now. And who knows, maybe I'll just bite the bullet and get it. We'll see. It's kind of like it. Oh yeah, and so yeah, anyway, YouTube. So excuse me. Yeah, I've been on YouTube now for about maybe, I don't know, 2 months, just as an experiment. You know, I just really wanted to try something new, different, try to get myself out of a rut, make myself a little more accountable to my drawings and paintings, so that I will keep at it. And so I got, as of today, I have 42, maybe 43 videos up. Some of them are real dogs, I tell you what, just not knowing the nature of the beast, so to speak. Some of them, you better get your Dramamine out, because I'll tell you what, whew, it'll make you nauseous. The way you know, I just didn't realize zooming in and out and moving the screen, the image around, and then when you speed the video up so that it's in more of a manageable time frame for most YouTube viewers, that sucker jumps around, and if you try to sit there and watch it, it's tell you what, it got to me. So I apologize to everybody out there who have watched some of my earlier videos and then have sworn off to ever watch any of them again. So I hope you come back. So as you can see, I try to minimize that. When I used to draw a lot, I would you know, I'd rotate the screen. Oh man, I would do this. I'd rotate it left and right, just crazy. And you know, for the most part, you know, that's it makes sense. You know, it you know, for ergonomic reasons, you would want to rotate your paper so that you could get that line stroke in, or your brush stroke, without cramping your hand or your arm. But I found doing that doesn't make for a good video. It just spins all over the place too quick. And I'm going to try to really work at not zooming in and out so much. So, you know, when I make videos like this and a little commentary, I'll, you know, if you can see, it's real time, so it's not really going to be that much of an issue. So, anyway, let me see. Well, we're at 13 after 5 now, so I'm rambling on for about 15 minutes. Yeah, so anyway, my name's Donald Cassity. Welcome you to my YouTube channel, my little world as it is. While I sit here and draw, I try to draw a little bit every day. And you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, donations? Hey, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll try to get back at you and answer them on one of these. Maybe just what they call them, a video blog, a vlog, whatever. We'll think of something. And so far, I've gotten a few questions that are pretty good questions. I don't have an answer yet, but should have an answer. But yeah, I'll maybe next week. I'll try to make this a weekly thing. We'll see what happens, and we'll maybe address a few things. There's other videos that I've watched, and you know, it seems to be like the old ongoing debates about issues that seem to never die. There's no right or wrong answer, but yet there's still a lot of people who are very, very dogmatic in their stand on a lot of issues when it comes to art. Process of creating art, what they feel the do's and don'ts are, and you know, things that are taboo, and things that are purists, keep the old ways alive. And you know, I'm all for that, you know. And yet also there's a certain practicality that has to come into play as well. You know, I experienced that in art school. And we'll discuss that later. Because even my wife, she went to the same art school that I did, Johnson County Community College in Overland Park, Kansas. At the time, it was a 2-year associate's arts degree. Now I hear it's 4-year, fully accredited, and all of that. Man. Back then it was just a small upstart junior college. Had an awesome commercial art program in its day. I'm sure it's done well for itself now too. It's just probably gotten even better. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, this was just an experiment of seeing if I would actually be able to sit here in a room by myself, well, with my dog, Walter. He's asleep on the floor, and draw and actually carry on a one-sided conversation with myself, in the hopes that somebody out there will actually listen and take an interest, and possibly even answer. So, anywho, yeah, this drawing, I'll keep on working on it. When the drawing's done, I will load up a video of it. You know, obviously the time will be compressed down to about, try to keep them around 5 minutes, maybe 6, something like that, for the drawing. And then I'll do a separate video going through and doing the painting process. So yeah, there he is, Rick Grimes, and his Colt Python. Yeah, what a guy. Anywho, I hope you enjoy watching these. I really like what I do as an artist. Man. So look, if you're an artist out there, you're in art school, you've been an artist all your life, and you know, you just want to kick back and see what I'm doing, just come by. I don't know, what let me think. Well, this is Sunday. Maybe I'll try to make it, I'll pick a day. Like I said, this was just an experiment, so we'll see what day is a little more conducive for me as far as my time constraints are. Yeah, we'll see. Anywho, I'll tell you what, I'm just going to keep from rambling on and on, and next time I'll hopefully we'll have a topic, maybe a question that someone will post. But there has one. Someone asked me a while back ago, and I'll leave you with this. What was the most, let me rephrase that. What project or what piece of art was I most proud of? And, you know, that's going to be a tough one. So, we'll talk about that next week. How's that? That'll give me a chance to actually think about that, because, you know, it's a tough one. It's not like a cut and dry answer that you would think it would be. Like, you know, you would just sit down and go, yep, that one right there, that's the one I'm most proud of. It's not that easy. Anyway, to avoid me answering that here, yeah, it's 20 after, so I don't want to make this video that long. So look, hey everybody, y'all take care. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you for watching, and if you like this and you want to follow along, just yeah, click like, share, and hit that subscribe button. You know, it's good to know each other. Alright everybody, y'all take care. Bye bye for now.